Long before Rex Heuermann's arrest, detectives had looked at the possible ties between Long Island's Gilgo Beach murders and a string of unsolved murders some 170 miles away in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Instead of a thicket on a beach, the Atlantic City victims, they were all found in a drainage ditch. 5 feet deep and 10 feet wide, they were found behind a strip of seedy motels that you see right there. In 2006, 2 women were out for a walk when they stumbled upon the first of 4 dead bodies that were found there. All of them were face down. They were in muck. It took a while, but they were eventually identified as Molly Dilts, Kim Raffo, Barbara Breeder, and Tracy Roberts, who you see there. And all of them were also female sex workers. All of them were strangled, all of them clothed, but they did not have shoes on and they did not have any personal belongings on them. 3 were placed with their heads facing east, which led the media to dub the killer the Eastbound Stranglers. And now, 17 years later, the Eastbound Strangler still has not been identified. Those murders are still unsolved. I want to bring in Robin Dreeke, a retired FBI special agent and head of the Counterintelligence Behavioral Analysis Program. Thank you for being with us tonight, Robin. What do you make of the similarities between these murders in Atlantic City and Long Island? Do you think we should be reading into this? Do you think it's possible there's a connection?
It seems that way, doesn't it? Matter of fact, when I was researching the case, I was also noting that the investigators back then for the East Coast Strangler they did a great profile of him, and the profile strangely fits, their current arrest for the Gilgo Beach ones as well. So I think there's a lot of similarities, especially a strangulation, the missing shoes. Those are the 2 big ones for me.
So similarities, but how do they go about making an actual connection, Robin? I mean, would there be DNA evidence these years later? I'm assuming the remains have obviously been buried or cremated at this point from Atlantic City. I mean, how do they actually prove if he is involved?
It's going to come down to the investigation back then. What we've really seen in a lot of cases in this past year, and a lot that you've covered, Brian, as well, is it seems like duct tape and hair have been really the undoing of a lot of these murders. And so hopefully the investigators back then in Atlantic City as well were able to collect the evidence, and they hold evidence for an awful long time. And so they can then take the new technologies and new advancements and apply it to what they have back then and try to do those overlays. I think there's a good chance that they're already seeing a comparison and similarity.
What is the deal with this rage towards sex workers? I mean, we've seen it in Long Island. It was all sex worker victims in Atlantic City. Like, why the rage towards them specifically?
Interesting word, rage. I wouldn't necessarily say it's rage. When you're dealing with someone that is trying to satisfy their own sexual deviancy, they're going to go for someone who's not going to necessarily, in their eyes, be missed by a population so they can get away with it. And they're also looking for someone that they can victimize without them being alerted to really abhorrent behavior. And so if they're paying for it, they don't think they're going to be missed, and they can take advantage at that up close and personal level that they want to get that satisfaction that they're looking for. I think it just makes the target that they're going for. And it's happened not just in this case, but other cases through history.
Yeah, and the don't think they're going to be missed element always makes me so sad about these cases, because then we interview the family members and it's like, these women are human beings. And, so many people don't even care about these murders initially just because they're sex workers. But they're not just sex workers. I mean, they're people, too. So it's good that these cases are now getting more attention.
And it really goes to highlight how, to the extent that these serial killers, these horrendous people, objectify everyone and everything. And to your point, exactly, that's exactly what they're doing. They're objectifying these women, and they're taking advantage.
What do you make of the fact that the heads were facing east? What could that mean in terms of, with the Atlantic City killings?
It's interesting when you look at that. There's 2 things that people are looking at. Was it meant for someone else, or is it meant for them? I think because of the way these bodies were disposed of, my conjecture is it was meant for him. He wants them close. He wants them to be able to recollect and fantasize about what he committed, what he did. And so being able to think about those dead bodies looking at him, or being able to draw up memories of the horrendous things he did, I think it was all for him.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.